There we go. Now I see what you got to do there. That's a little tricky. That is a little tricky. See if anyone can see me. Okay. Okay. Just gonna hang out and give you guys a minute to kind of maybe get back on if you're able to. Sorry about that. My live kind of crashed a minute ago because I was pressing, I guess, some buttons that I shouldn't probably been messing with. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Dory. Yeah, earlier in the my live, I was trying to do a live and my camera went down, and then I think I hit the mute button too. But we're going to get there. So hi, hello, and welcome to my live. Grab a snack, grab a drink. I'm sure you guys already have plenty of time to do all of that since it took me a little while to get on. But for anybody that is new to my channel, we talk a little bit about crime and we talk a little bit about fashion on this channel. So if you're into either of those things, maybe you'll consider subscribing, or you could just come in and watch the live and you don't even have to subscribe if you don't want to. We just like having you guys here. Hello, Caroline. Oh, thanks, Dory. It is fine. I like your name, Dory. It reminds me of the Finding Nemo, and I'm sure you got that all the time. But I have a dog that's like Dory off the movie. She's not always there, She's kind of all over the place. She's been in a couple of my videos. You've kind of seen her all over the place in a couple of those videos too. But I just did want to go over a couple things with you guys because it's just every day is crazier and crazier. But I will start off by saying I do have a Twitter account now, and my Twitter name is Titanium_built. So if you'd like to follow me over on Twitter, I'm going to be posting a lot more over there. I'm going to try my best to be better at social media because sometimes I'm be slacking a little, but I'd rather be doing YouTube and Twitter and things like that really than Facebook and Instagram really personally right now. So it's a good change. It's a good change. So I do have that social media, and then I have Patreon, which if you're not familiar with that, it's kind of where you can pay and you can have like a membership and you go by tiers, and each tier you get like different packages, different things. Mine is going to be revolving around like life vlogs, behind the scenes kind of footage, bloopers, because there's a ton of those when I do a video, and then things like that. And then also those will be considered under memberships as well. So you guys will be able to do that, and you'll be able to do that right from the screen. And I think that the membership button and stuff like that, it'll pop up. They said it'll be about 24 hours, and I just did that today. I wasn't really aware of all those things that you have to do when you have a YouTube channel, really. So I'm learning. So if you guys have any advice, just let me know. I'll take any advice you guys got. I have been doing this for 3 years, but I didn't really start doing it again until like last year. And so, and then with this case, everyone's gotten a big following, it seems like. And so I'm just here to, absorb all the information that you guys can give me too. So I do have a Patreon, and it has 3 tiers on that as well. And then my TikTok is @Titaniumbuilt. And if you have any questions or emails that you want to send me, any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that, you can send them over to my email as well, 𝕨𝕠𝕟𝕒𝕠𝕟@gmail.com. I also have the super thanks button below now, so don't be afraid to use that. My birthday is coming up, another year, you know. Thank you, Dory. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, you used the screen name, Dory. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, see, that's how my dog acts like the Dory fish. She's a Weimaraner, and they're like their own kind of species. They're just a different breed of dog. I've had all kinds of dogs growing up. I've had, mixed breeds. I've had collie type of dogs that are very smart. And then we got her, and she's incredibly smart, but she's incredibly needy, and like she doesn't realize things at all. I don't know. She's just so funny. And then I also now that if you get over like 500 subscribers, you get the community tab. So I do have that now. So I'm trying to post more on the community tab. I'm going to do more fashion stuff, I think, on the community tab as well. Also, I'll put cases and updates and stuff in there. But I think consistently, I'm going to try to at least post like one picture a day, or maybe like 4 or 5 pictures a week. Try to give myself some time off. But or I even thought about putting like a mannequin in here with me, having her dress cute, and then if you decide you like what she's wearing, you just let me know and I'll send you over to the website. I do have a promo code for you guys because I do own a boutique, so I always want to give you guys a promo code. I don't even have a sale going on right now, but you guys have a sale. Just you. So the promo code, my boutique's name is Poppy with an I, Poppi, and then Ari. So it's POPPIANDARI, .com. And the promo code for 20% off the entire website is all capitalized, YouTube 20. And I want to thank some people for going over and grabbing a couple items I've noticed. And it was really nice to see some people, like I saw their names on here, so I kind of could match it up. It wasn't like a screen name, it was like their actual name. So it was really nice. And I do have a cat. Hey, Kathy, I do. Hey, hi, stupid old lady. I have a cat, and I always forget to bring him up, and I don't know why, because he's my best friend. He's 14. I literally got him I think I got him the winter, the Christmas after my father passed away, and he's a boy, and I've never owned a boy animal. And so as soon as I got him, he became like my best friend. He's my boy. Like he was my boy before I had my man, my boy now. I didn't have Vincent before I had Rocky. I've had him 14 years. He literally, the dogs know better. They don't mess with him. Nobody messes with him. He gets his way when it comes to anything that he wants. He gets it. He's the best. And I told Vincent I need to get a cat bed or a perch or something in here for him, because he needs to be chilling on a perch while I'm talking, because that's his kind of speed, He likes to listen, and he loves true crime. I'm gonna grab my drink here. I need a Titaniumbuilt cup made. I'm gonna have to get me one of those made. And something bigger too, because that's not going to work. What else was I going to say? Let me actually switch this page, because I did have a couple things I wanted to go over with you guys as well today, of course. Have you guys been watching a lot of YouTube today? Because I have. I surely have. So yeah, what have you guys been watching? Anything good? Araya, is it Araya or Aria? because I have Araya, one of my dog's name, and that's why it looks so close to what your border collie's name is. We spell Ariah. I don't know, but that could be like the same. But that is a pretty name. And that's what I had, a border collie. And they are the same. Okay, so border collies like boss you around. They're sheep herding dogs. Like they're bred to like herd people. And that's what my Weimaraner does. Like she will herd you into a different room and you didn't even realize you did that. She's way worse than my border collie ever was. If she wants petted, like she comes and she lifts her hand like a border collie would, but she's repetitive. If she wants something, she's going to get it. Like she will just stand beside you, like just dead on, just look at you like for hours on end until she gets her way. And it's just crazy. She's so crazy. Oh, like Game of Thrones. My my friend, he named his dog Hodor off of Game of Thrones. Caroline, I always wanted. Oh, I think I could put these like show. Yeah, I can. I always wanted a cat. Somehow I have 10 hens who hates cats and 2 dogs. That's so funny. Oh, my dog's the boss. Both of them are. They both are. We adopted one because we had our dog when we first moved here, and that was like our dog. You know, when you were first new couple and you get your first animal, like I don't know, there's just something like really special about that. And it was my boyfriend's actually his first dog ever, so it was a really big deal. And we had her 1.5 years, and she ran and we walked her and she lived the best life. And something just happened to her one morning where she literally just took her last breath and like fell over. And so it was the day before my boyfriend's birthday, of course. And we couldn't come home without a dog. Like, you know, when you lose an animal, like you can't replace the animal at all, but you feel like you can't go home at the same time without like something being there and like, you know, greeting you. And in a way, I feel like this is why I'll always have Weimaraners now, because we got Araya, which is a boxer pit, but she was already 3 years old, so she's about 8 now, and Mia's only like 4. So if we think about it, if one passes, I know that I'm going to be that person that needs that extra dog, and so I'm always going to have a Weimaraner in my life, I feel like, and it's going to be a curse. As much as it is, you know, not. But like, we just, yeah, so I don't know, when that happened, her name was Ella, we literally had to like get a dog that day. And we found Araya at the Humane Society in Columbus. They held like 75 pit bulls in there, and she was like a pit boxer mix. So we decided we liked her a lot, and she fell like into my boyfriend's lap as soon as we like sat down with her, and so that's how we got her. And then Ella was a Weimaraner like pit bull mix. So when I saw this Weimaraner for sale online, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta have this Weimaraner. And so now I have a forever friend, like literally a forever friend. She really is the best. So I was going to go over just like some group rules. I don't really feel like we have to really do group rules in mine yet, you know, in my group yet, but I'm just going to put them out there. And I'm not going to say them any more than probably like once, because I feel like I won't have to. I mean, unless we grow up like a lot. So we're at like 2,000 subscribers now. Hopefully I don't have to like repeat this until we're at like 5,000 or 10 or never. But I don't want to spend too much time on it, because, you know, y'all are really fabulous. And you're not a problem in my life. Nor is anybody on YouTube a problem in my life. I still sleep at night, but I don't want no drama, you know. It's just, I just want to put it out there. I got a surgery coming up in October. I'm turning a year older this month. So October's kind of like just off for me. So So that's not a good time to start anything. And then you got November, and we're supposed to be thankful the whole month of November. Remember that. And then December, Christmas. So, and then New Year's. Everybody's New Year's resolution, just make sure that everybody puts that their New Year's resolution this year is going to be to not cause any trouble on Tanya's YouTube page. Because then she's going to have to kick me to the curb. No, I wouldn't do that, but unless it was real bad. But the rules are simple. Don't bash other Titans. You know, and if you don't know what a Titan is, you guys are my Titans. Those are my subs. I don't really like the word subscriber. I like the word Titan, and someone came up with it, and we stuck with it. So we're going to stick with that one. All things story. You didn't miss it. No, it's here. It's coming. It's the 17th. I'll only be 37, but I don't know. Just every year, it's just a little different. I don't know. 36 is a much better age to say than 37. So I don't know. What was the other ones? The rules. So just don't bash other Titans, other creators, myself, or anyone, you know, for that matter. Just, you know, don't, everyone can have an opinion, and we're all going to have an opinion. And I like it when there's debate. I love a good debate, but not when you're calling out names, like you're just calling somebody a name. Like that's not even a debate. That's like just you being kind of like being an idiot because you can't think of any other like better thing or better comeback to say to somebody, especially when you're debating on something and then someone just like comes out and says, well, you're ugly then, or, you know, like, and that's how like I've seen some of the chats, and I'm just like, really, you know, I'm just like, I don't know, it's weird to me. But you know, just keep the chat somewhat clean. I'm not asking you to be Mother Mary up on here, because y'all know I am not. And I have a potty mouth at times, but I just try to keep it respectful. And, you know, you guys know what respectful is. It's just been crazy. I don't know if you guys have been watching other YouTube creators, but it's just like, or you know what, this is what, I'm gonna put you up there, because Happy, that is like, that's what I swear, my mom taught me this at a young age, and I feel like a lot of kids were taught this at a young age. I just don't know if they retained it. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything nice at all. And in the same token, though, I do kind of like it when someone doesn't say something nice. Well, only when it's like this to me, towards me anyway. These are the ones that I do like. I like the ones that said, I was going to subscribe, but, or I really liked you, but, and like they take the time, like out of their whole day to like get on and type in that comment box what they think of me. Like, I just don't understand why people don't just scroll on past, but whatever. I'll take it. I don't mind. So when I do open panel and allow other people, you know, to come up, just please respect them and what their opinions are, and what they're bringing, you know, to the table, because I've seen panels, you know, done where maybe in the beginning you're kind of lost in what the person's trying to say, and I'm one of those people, I'm like, speed it up, you know, what are you trying to say? And I need to be more patient with that. And so if I was thinking that, I figured other people were thinking that too, with like panels. And so I don't know, I feel like in the end they might get their wording right and better, like, you know, because I'm listening to me right now trying to talk. Sometimes you just need a few minutes to get your wording in order, you know. Have you guys seen any? I was on Zab Girls today because I really liked. I like watching her and stuff, but that's why I was kind of like coming on too, because I wanting my chair to get built, and then I saw that she was on live, and I'm like, girl, how are you going to get on here live when you were like the true crime like queen? How am I going to get my people to come over and watch me? I'm just kidding. I know you guys would come over. Open panels will be for anyone to come up and express how they feel, or just drop a question or two, or if they just want to come up on panel because they've never been on a panel, and they just want to come up and just hang out. That's perfectly fine with me. I've never done a panel before, so we'll be doing them together for the first time. I actually didn't really do a whole, I did social media a little bit before YouTube for my job, but not to what this stuff kind of entails. So I'm like still really learning. I'm going to move this really quick. And then I just have like a couple more rules, and then we'll get started. And if you guys have any questions for me, drop them in the comments. If you have anything that you would like ever want to ask, you could drop it in the comments. Even if it's not like personal, but you know what I mean. If it's something that you feel like you want to talk about, or a question that you have, I really don't mind answering. If it's super private or something else, you know, I can't tell you that. But those things I don't mind asking. I don't mind answering. So, and then just I guess if you just the rule, those are the rules. That's all it is. You know, just don't bash each other. Don't bash other creators. You know, just come into the panel with an open mind. If you feel like you are like in the twilight zone and you know, one of my lives one day, and you're like, what are they all thinking in there? I mean, instead of telling all of us that we're a bunch of crazies or something, you could just politely excuse yourself for that live and maybe come back and check on us on the next live and make sure we haven't really went off the deep end or anything like that. But you know, I do want to keep, and that's another thing, I don't have any mods in my chat, so, and I really do like want to keep it that way as long as I can. I feel like if you have a following of like 5,000 subs or titans, you know, 5,000 or down, then you should maybe be able, hopefully I can handle my own chat. But if there ever comes a time where I can't, I told my boyfriend he's going to have to step up. And he is the most introverted person ever. So if that ever happens, I'll let you know ahead of time so you guys can really bother him in the chat and put him to work. Hopefully he's not watching this right now. Oh, Miss Kelly, sorry I'm not well. Oh, I just missed that. Sick with the flu. Oh, she said I just wanted to say hello, Tanya and Titans, and have a good night. Take care. Oh, Miss Kelly, you just take care. You get some sleep, girl. But that's what I would just have. If I was sick, I would be just watching some YouTube. Oh, that's okay. Has anyone heard of the video pose car? I have heard that, Isabel, from a couple different YouTubers. I don't think that the car is fake going in. I just don't know, and that's what I was going to get to too. I just don't really know. We don't know if she's driving it or really what's going on. But and I actually was going to. I think I have that in my. Let me see this. Flip this page right here. Oh, okay. So I did want to address something really fast before you guys won't all hate me, but don't hate me for saying this. But did you guys see the video of that's online of Jagger? He's basically talking about Kylie and how much he's going to miss her and how he's going to live his life from here on out the way she would have wanted him to. And a lot of really heartbreaking and like really beautiful things were said in that video. I never have been like a huge fan of Jagger, but I didn't think that he had anything to do with her disappearance in the beginning or after she was found, you know, deceased. I didn't suspect him in any way. But after watching the videos and stuff, and then I got on his Instagram today for the first time and I was looking at that stuff, I don't know. I just kind of felt a little bad for the kid. I never thought, like I said, he was involved, but I placed him in like that guilty by association box, you know, because he's associated with 3 or 4 key players that saw Kylie that night. And so I just put him in there, you know, guilty by association. But after looking like at all those videos, I do want to extend my platform if he wants to come and talk about things and have it in like a safe environment to where he's not going to get backlash on anything, because I mean the FBI and the police have kind of come out and they have told us, hey, he is not a person of interest or a suspect or anything like that. And I really do. He's 18 years old. I mean, he's a freaking kid. And it's like, so the whole thing with him calling AWP clout chasers and this and that and the other, you can kind of contribute that to his age. I mean, no, he shouldn't act like that. He's 18. He's technically an adult. But if you think about it, how many 18-year-old kids do you know that you would really consider an adult if they were going through this situation? Like, they had their girlfriend that they thought maybe they would get back together someday. She's gone. And then the whole internet is looking at him, and they still are looking at him today. I heard on people's lives and people's different videos, they were still talking about him and him being involved in this and the stuff that he said with AWP. And I don't agree about that. I don't. And I don't agree, but I don't agree him like bad mouthing them. But I also have to, put on the other hand, like, he's a kid. And so if he wants to come and he wants to share his feelings about this whole tragedy, because we don't really know like how he's felt other than what he's posted online, I would just like to see or hear from him and either in person. I'll fly out there, I have no problem. Or he can, we can do it over like video, or we can email. If he doesn't want to do a video, that's perfectly fine as well. Maybe I can do email. I can share the emails. But I just would like to extend my platform to him. I'd like to see what he would like to say about Kylie, because the only things that we know about Kylie even are about what we've been told from her mom and from her friends. And I feel like if we were to talk in person or over the phone or through video, then maybe he would be more inclined to talk about, all the great things that we haven't still learned about Kylie. We are learning, now that we see this video that looks like her car entered into the water at 12:33, the same time that her phone was presumed turned off or dead in the water. And so I just want to see what his thoughts are on, seeing all that kind of stuff as well, and all of that, and what he feels about being like, bullied, and his life kind of been put on hold. I don't know. I couldn't imagine it if that was me and I was in that position, and not being that age. I couldn't imagine being at that age at 36. It'd be even worse, I feel like, right now. But so anyway, drop your questions in there if you have any. I thought I saw some stuff on here. Oh my gosh, Kathy, it was so sad to hear about 𝙥𝙖𝙮. I actually was going to look into her case, which I'm still going to do that. I was going to look into her case. It was actually today. And I got online, and it was right before I was kind of coming on here, but I saw that they had found her. So someone had found her, and she went off like a cliff, they're saying. Because I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I'm going to have to watch it. If nothing, Dory said, nothing else, kindness can make a huge difference in someone's life. Really, it really can. And it was a shame she didn't get the same coverage as Kylie. It really was. Like, I was just coming into kind of like true crime on YouTube. I've always watched it, but it was never cases that were like, I never really was into cases that were like in the media now. It was always, like maybe not cold cases, but like colder cases, or I would say maybe not as big of cases. But between 𝙥𝙮, her, and then Kylie, and just a couple other kids just being found, and the way that they were found, and the way that the police were handling evidence, just like with Gabby Petito, it makes you want to do something. It makes you want to get on YouTube and start a YouTube channel just so you can get your voice heard. Because I know a lot of people have come out, with the Kylie Rodney case. They started with like true crime, like myself. I know a lot of other YouTubers have, and I know that a lot of them are getting like a lot of crap for a lot of the stuff that they've been like posting and their beliefs and things like that. And I don't know, I just feel so bad about the whole situation, because it's not even just about Kylie anymore, or Jalissa, or any of the people, the victims. It seems like it's about who's the most popular on YouTube right now. That's what I've been seeing anyway. What was I going to go over? Oh yeah, this is my other notes. Notes, guys, notes. And I like to type things out because I'm just one of those people. And I've been doing so good using the back and the front of papers. Yeah, doing good there. But oh, so okay, so this was some of the questions that I had. I didn't know if you guys had any of these. Hurricane footage I saved from the website. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw my video about the other night. My boyfriend was actually talking about, he was telling me what cameras they were, their access cameras and this and that and the other. And I did a live on it like 2 or 3 nights ago, and then Tyler Feller last night, I believe it was, did a live, and he held up one of the cameras, or like showed a picture of it like on his screen, and it said right on their access, and I was like, man, my man's smart. I was like, you're right, baby. He's like, I know it was. I don't know. You know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good when I see that. And what else did I see today? It was crazy. I've just been seeing all kinds of stuff. I'm sure it's in my notes. So, okay, so there's 300 people, they said, at this party on that fire cam footage. And if I hear, and I want to try not to say these 2 words a lot, but I might have to say it a couple times, mass exodus. I've been hearing that so many times. I swear, everyone, I know it's like a term to use, but it's just, I don't know. It's not a mass exodus of anything to me. It looks like 2 or 3 or 4 cars driving away. It doesn't look like a bunch of kids to me. Like, did anyone else see that? I mean, I've been to a party with 300 kids. I said in my previous videos, growing up, we had a friend, he had parties that big for his birthday every year. We would all go out there, we would camp. One year, it was like 3 years in, he finally got porta potties. So we were like, wow, we're jamming now, because we don't have to like go in the woods. The girls didn't, have to do that anymore. But I know what 300 people and their cars look like. And normally you ride out with people. So normally, like you'll pile in, 5 deep into a car or whatever, you can get into a car and you'll drive out. So I can understand, but there's still not that many cars for 300 people, even 100 people to be at that party. Even 40 people, I feel like, to be at that party. Unless all those people left no, we would have seen it. No, we would have seen that. Like, I just don't understand why we didn't. Did anyone else look at the chat? Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. That just was really weird to me. And then Sammy said that Kylie and Mags went to the party together. And then Mags left shortly after she got there because some guys were offered her smoke. She didn't want to smoke, so she left. So if Mags and Kylie went out to the party together, and maybe Mags's boyfriend, or maybe he went separately with friends, why didn't Mags and Kylie ride together? Like, why would they ride separately? The only way that would make sense is if Mag's boyfriend was there separately, and that's why Mags left, was to go with him, and they drove in his car. But if Mags left and she left in her own car, that makes no logical sense to me. I've never heard of 2 people going to a party and driving separate vehicles. Like, especially a high school party. You don't want to show up alone. Like, I don't know, in high school, I don't know if y'all remember, but I remember that being a thing. Nobody wanted to show up alone. Yeah, about the red tail lights. I heard that too. So is that girl now, is she saying that's not the car? Because I believe it's the car. I believe it's the car. Now, I don't know if she was driving the car, where she was located when it went in the water. But to me, it looks like a vehicle. But then again, I got one eye over here, guys, so. And also, since I am my own mod, if you haven't already liked my video, please like my video. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking that subscribe button below. And if you guys are on a mobile, I didn't know if you guys knew this, and it doesn't have to do with my channel, it can do with anyone's channel. If you're on your mobile and you don't have it like clicked over to allow notifications for YouTube, you won't be getting them from any of your favorite creators. Like, you'll be getting their notifications. So make sure if you are on a cell phone and you're not on a computer, like watching YouTube, that you have those notifications on. I learned that the other day. I didn't even really know that. Well, it's been like a month or so now, but it had been a month. And so let's see, what else do I want to go over? So, I mean, would you guys do that at a high school party? Would you guys drive separately out to a high school party? I don't understand that part. I don't know why they would have done that. I really don't. And then the roof strap of the car and the seatbelt. Oh yeah, okay. So the roof strap of the car, that, like, they're talking about, like the seatbelt or whatever that's coming out of the back of her hatch. That seatbelt could have already been like broken, you know, like how like maybe it was pulled all the way through and it was like in a pile, kind of just like sitting in her car. I'm only thinking this. I'm only trying to give another option to why this could have been hanging out of the back the way it was. But if it was in a pile like that, like let's just say, or it was just like strung in the back, her seatbelt was, and somebody grabbed a beer, Truly can or whatever, and they pushed the strap out and they just pushed it down, like, you know, just pushed the hatch down. Even if it didn't, like, maybe it didn't latch, they might have just like hit it hard enough to where it latched, and they're just like, whatever, we'll figure it out later. We're drunk. Like, that could have been, I don't know, that could have been why that happened. Like that could have been why it was sticking out and the door was shut down in there, is all I'm saying. It wasn't 2013, it wasn't a brand new car, but it wasn't a really old car for that to really be happening. That's a bad safety feature if that car really did have that go wrong in it. But that's something that they can surely rule out because they have the vehicle. So we'll hear about that, I guess, November 1st. And that's like coming up. Does anybody, I asked this on the last live and I forgot to look it up. Does anybody know when this supposed like conference is? Does anybody know when this is supposed to go on? This whole like conference call is supposed to happen, or conference press conference is supposed to happen? Because I want to do a live that day, and I need to figure out when that is going to be going. See, that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay, so if the rear hatchback roof seatbelt stretches like 8 to 9 feet, I've seen the video of the guy like pulling it out. But I'm saying if it was broken and it was just like dangling in there, that could be why it was out too. But you didn't see, I don't know how it would bend back up. You get what I'm saying? Because if it was a seatbelt and it was just hanging out the car, you'd see the metal hanging out of the car. It had to have been folded. I wonder why someone would fold it like that. Unless my brother had this really crappy car. It was like a 95 Jeep Cherokee or something like that. And his back hatch, like, it wouldn't stay, like when you would open it, it wouldn't stay opened. Like the hydraulics had went out in it. And instead of like the hydraulics going out, let's say, what if something happened where like the lock busted or something and she had to like rig it for that back hatch to stay down? I mean, that's not safe to drive, but that could be a reason why it's like that. I don't know. I'm just giving you reasons, but I don't know. 8 to 9 feet is like, I mean, that is a long for seatbelt too. I don't know why it was so long. And then that tells me, you know, that whenever I saw the thing about the AAA driver and him saying she was asking me how to put her seatbelt on, and I was wondering why would she ask that question? That sounds like a question that we all learned when we were a kid. But those seatbelts in that second, like the second in the middle, in the back seat, that one does buckle a lot differently, where you might need to know how that works if it wasn't your car. But then on the same token, they wouldn't let him near the car, remember, or the back hatch. They wouldn't let that tow truck guy or Nick, whatever, the AAA guy, near the back hatch. So how would he even got in to show her how to put that seatbelt on if it wasn't a front seatbelt, like in the front of the car? I don't know. Those are questions I have. Yeah, Don B, that's who it was. That's who I saw. He did the Honda demonstration. I saw that today, actually. But like, I don't believe, so when he shows how like the seats recline down to a bed, there is no way that girl took that headrest off and reclined that seat down and then climbed in the back and put her feet up. And like he did, he had it all looking all nice and cozy. If you're drunk and you're 16, you're going to go in the back seat, or you're going to just you're going to recline the front seat. I don't see you doing all that extra like work. Just, I mean, I know you'll be more comfortable in the end, but you're usually pretty intoxicated and you just want to like crash wherever and go to sleep. Some people can do that. So the car was going 11 miles per hour. That's what we're saying. That's what was, clarified. So, what was I going to say? Anyway, I'll come back to it. I was just trying to put up the comments here. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Okay, I'll come back to that. I mean, because I was thinking about the seatbelt, I think. I don't know. We're talking about the 11 miles per hour. Okay, so 11 miles per hour, the car was going into the water. I texted my boyfriend today when he was at work, and he put in flooring all weekend, and I'm going to show you guys pictures of the whole studio once it's completely set up. But he was very sore today at work, and then his coworker, which is his buddy, he had hurt his eye, and so I guess his eye was bloodshot red, and I didn't want to ask him to do anything, but I was like, I'm going to ask these guys. So I gave them like a little, I like the worst call there. I gave them a little like experiment to do, and they failed to do it. So I'm gonna have them do it tomorrow, unless you guys can do this for me, or maybe I'll go do it. But I want to know if a car can be pushed to 11 miles per hour, like up to, like if you're pushing a car, can it go, like, is that fast? Like, because I feel like if you're pushing it and you have some good momentum going, like neutral, it's helping you out, things like that, maybe it wouldn't be that hard. But my boyfriend said, well, you can only go as fast as you can run. But I feel like, I don't know. So what do you guys think? Do you think that you could push a car if you were just maybe a couple of people? A couple of teenagers, maybe a couple of girls? I'm not saying anybody in particular, I'm just saying a couple of girls. We'll say, like, because if a couple of girls could do it, maybe, a couple of guys could do it. What was this? I was trying to read it, sorry. I missed this. I missed your guys' conversation. Now I'm sad. Sorry, I'm just reading. Isabel, okay, so the push it with another car, that was what I thought that too, because man, I feel like I'm gonna be so redneck on this thing, but I have heard of all of these, okay? My mom needed brakes or something, or I don't know, in her car, and my brother like pushed her car with his car to like the place where you go get your brakes done, and he totally did that on a main road. And they were going a good, like, I would say 25 or 30 when they were doing that. miss what you guys were talking about. Especially, yeah, because then that's what it looks like. Doesn't it look like it goes to a downward like incline when she like, okay, she makes the right and then she goes down, and then she has to make that other like, and I think it's a left to get to the water. I don't know. I just need to know if we can push it for 11 miles per hour. I'm gonna have to experiment on that. I'm one of those people. I was searching the web today and I couldn't find it. I was finding like the Guinness World Book of Records on pushing cars, like how strong, how much like force you would need, but I didn't know the exact like miles per hour that you were able to push. But I bet you could push it pretty fast, especially if you're going downward. You can for sure be going past 11 miles per hour. I would say surely. Okay. So then there's another thing. Kylie has an 11:30 curfew. She was told this by we were told this by her mom, but she didn't even get to the party until 10:30. So right there, she already knew she wasn't going to be back in time for curfew. She was going to break curfew. She knew before she even hit that party that night. And I don't care what anyone says, because if she got there at 10:30 and her curfew is 11:30 and she lives, 15, 30 minutes out, you mean to tell me you're going to go make an appearance for 30 minutes? No. So I don't know why I had to throw that in there. I just felt like maybe somehow it'll trigger something else, because none of this was Kylie's fault, of course, but she did go to that party at 10:30 and then texting her mom late and stuff. So, and then her mom said herself that she didn't drink and drive. So I can't get over that this is even a possibility now. Now that this video has come out, I just don't understand how when you tell us your daughter never drinks and drives, she wouldn't do this, this isn't her, telling us stories on backing that up, and then we find her in the bottom of the reservoir. I don't understand then why you're then hugging all over her friends at every chance that you get. Every time there is a camera pointed at you, you are hugging on somebody. And those are the same friends that were at the party where your daughter ultimately never came home. And so I think that in the least bit, she could be, at least pointing some of this blame, or not blame. I don't want her to blame people, but if they didn't do anything, but you would think that she would want some answers from Sammy and Mags and even Elsa. I want some answers from all of those girls. Mags stayed 10 minutes after bong rips. Oh no, she went home because of the bong rip, she said. Thank you, Brooke, for helping me with this. You don't think that you could? Well, I know that's like rugged, but is it rugged to where like you couldn't go downward? Because every time they go back there, it only looks rugged like right around the water. But I'm not sure, I really wish I could just get out there myself and look. I'm all the way over in Ohio. That would be one heck of a drive. And then with her, like, hugging and all them, I wouldn't be hugging all them girls. I'd be asking them girls the questions along with the police. I'd be asking the police the same questions. Like, well, actually, the police need to be asked, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? And these girls need to be asked kind of the same thing. Why didn't you do this? And why did you let her leave? And why didn't you take her phone, call her mom, which I know that's not what cool kids do. But I mean, you could have done, there was things that were in place that they could have done that would have probably changed this whole outlook. Mags, okay, she looks like maybe she didn't smoke any marijuana. And I don't want to say anything bad about her appearance, but she does have sores. Like, they don't look like acne sores, like, or acne spots. They look like picking spots. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Brooke, you're right. They did have trouble. They did say they getting back there with, like, four-wheelers and stuff. I just didn't know. And I saw that part. Whenever they show it on the maps and, like, just the skyline, it just doesn't look as bad, but I'm sure it is just as bad as AWP said, because they even showed you footage of it. And I really don't think anyone, I just don't know. I don't think anyone pushed her, but I don't think anyone was in the car. I think that they would have to push her, if anything. I don't know. I don't see them getting in the car and not being, scared enough to not jump out. Like, before, I don't know. I just don't see him doing that. I can see a guy. Now, if there's a guy involved in all of this, maybe I could see a guy going in the driver's side and then jumping out before they hit the water. I just don't really see a girl doing that. And I don't want to sound like not racist, but like sexist by saying that, but I don't know. I just don't see, maybe it's because I was like that as a kid. Me and a girl, we were playing in a car, and it was one of those ones where you could, like, hit the gear shift, and we hit it, and it was on a hill, and we hit it into neutral, and we're going backwards. And I remember her name was Cassidy, and she was like, Tanya, jump out, just jump out. You're on this side with grass, you'll be fine. And we were kids, and I was like, heck no, I'll just die. I'm cool, I'll just die. Thank God my dad and my mom came out and saved me. My dad had to, like, literally hold the car. It was so crazy. So I don't know. That might be maybe, so that's why I think, like, a girl wouldn't really want to, I don't know, do that. That's because I'm just a big wimp, though. Sammy doesn't seem like she's a wimp. Let me see. And then I don't know if you guys were talking about this in the chat, or if anyone's heard this or anything. Let me see. So let me see. What was I saying? Okay, so other channels and people are insinuating that she drove herself in and that she took her own life. That's a load of bullshit to me. I don't believe that at all. I don't know what you guys believe. I mean, if you believe it, it's fine to believe that. I shouldn't say it's a load of bullshit. But in my eyes, I see the pictures of this girl. She looked happy in all of her pictures, and I'm not saying that you can, I'm not saying that one bit that you cannot be smiling and stuff and things are not going great for you. But she was 16. She seemed like she, even if I don't know how her and her mom's relationship was, but it seemed like her mom wanted to be more of a friend than a parent. So it looked like she kind of got away with kind of what she wanted to. She had a decent, look like, upbringing and car and friends and, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't see her doing that from those things. And people that did see her at the party that night, they said that she was having tons of fun, that she may have appeared like intoxicated and things like that, but she definitely was, like, having, a fun time. But on the other hand of that, and I just thought of this, she did only put $2 or something in her gas tank, so I don't know. I feel like I think if she was in that car, and she was in that car, then I think she was passed before she hit the water. I don't think, or she was, like, so close to that nobody thought she was not, around anymore with us. I don't want to say it too many times because I don't want YouTube to come and get me. But and if she planned on, like, unaliving herself and things like that, I feel like she would have just done it differently than that. So I was looking into it online, and if you put anything about anything like this online, it just like shows you all of these like prevention hotline numbers, and it's like you're just trying to do research. You're not trying to do anything awful, you swear. But I was like looking at it, and it says, and unaliving oneself is the third leading cause of death in people that are ages 10 to 19. I don't even want to think about a 10 even being on there, or a 19-year-old, but still. It's the third leading cause of death. The most common, like 3 methods are to use firearms, poisoning, or suffocation. So, I don't know. It didn't say anything about drowning on there. I think it would say if it was suffocation by drowning, I think it would say drowning. Only 20% of people who die from drowning are females. 80% are men. So I don't know. You just got to put all the statistics and stuff too. I don't think personally she did. But what do you guys think? I should try to do. I'm gonna like text it. Like, okay, actually, just do this. So who did this to Kylie is the question. One, for her, if she did it herself, if she unalived herself, and this was all on a grand scheme of Kylie's. Put a 2 in the chat if you think someone else did, and then a 3 in the chat if you think this was like a total accident. She didn't mean to do it, but she did it. So 1 will be herself, meaning like unaliving, she meant to do it. 2, someone else, meaning foul play. And then the 3rd would be like just a total freak accident. Brooke, I agree with you. Tammy, it might be a little difficult if she was, you're right. You can hear my dogs, their little claws are a little clattering out there. Yeah, so we're about the, no, we're not going to start. We're not going to quit. And because I've noticed that today, a lot of so I got on YouTube today, like I do every morning. And every morning, if my For You page or whatever is covered with Kylie Rodney stuff, covered. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be, but I'm saying today when I got on, there was hardly any coverage about it. And then all like my short videos, like the shorts that you'll like see, there was like 2 about her in there. It was like ever since the video came out with the car, everybody stepped back. But just a week ago, all these creators were saying, don't step back. That's what they want us to do. That's what they want us to do. You know, I don't think you're reaching with that, with alcohol poisoning either, because it could be. It could be very easily to have alcohol poisoning, especially when you're a young kid, especially if you're at a party with maybe a girl that's a little more experienced than you, and maybe, or you think she is, and she's giving you more to drink than what she's drinking, you know. See, I don't know if the friends are still living with her mom or not. I haven't really heard anything about her mom, like, recently. Like, yeah, they do. They like to go back to see what's going on. I hope it's picking up again, because I mean, I felt really bad when I saw that today. I mean, not like there's a lot of other cases that need our attention, but I want to give this case my full undivided attention, you know, while we're on it, because I feel like if the first time we all take our eyes over to something else, that's when we're gonna, you know, get bamboozled. Never, they're just gonna shove the paperwork away, file it really quick, and be like, oh, it's a done case, it's a done deal, you know. And I don't want that. I don't want that for her. I mean, there was a lot of things that could have happened differently that night. We've talked about them on the channel a lot, and if those things would have happened differently, then she could still be here with us right now. It's going to be one of those tales that you tell your kids about and your grandkids about, but it's just so sad. Alrighty, well, I am going to jump off of here. I do want to bring some people up next time I come. I do this. I want to see what this does. I'm like, I want to see what this does. I don't know. So I'm going to fool around with this stuff and figure all this out. And so normally I do post on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. and then I come on and do a live at 7 p.m. every Tuesday. But since we've had this case, I've been on every night, really. And it will slow down a little bit whenever I start to, when we finally solve this case completely and it's good to go. Because if not, I'll be here talking all the time about it still. I'll write more notes. But, you know, I just want to, I'm sorry, I keep reading these chats, guys, but I want to get you guys to come up on a panel, and I want to do a live panel and everything with you guys. So I did want to just kind of see what this new app was like to use. And using a webcam is completely different than using my phone. It's so weird having my phone just like with me. I'm like, this is just different. But I am going to let you all go for the evening. If you haven't yet, and if you would, please subscribe to the channel. I will be posting some more videos. What's tomorrow? So Wednesday. So Thursday, I'm going to be posting more videos, but you know I say that, and I'll post one tomorrow. And then I will be posting this weekend for sure. I'll be on live. So I will see you guys soon. If you guys do want to come up on chat, I have no problem with that. I just have to learn how to do it, and I'm going to learn that the next couple of days. So hopefully by the next time that we have our next live, we will be all on the same page, and we can get all up in here together, and we can say what we want to say, and we can have a live open panel. And you never know, maybe we'll have some people stop by that, you know, hate content creators, because I heard there's one on the loose right now. So if he's watching, tell him to come for me. But I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. I really do appreciate it. I really, really, really do. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.